You guys know I don't have an issue here with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that, and I want to make this clear for everybody, because look, is it true that student athletes, have that are on scholarship, especially, receive more than the average student? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You get a free education and everything else that comes with being a student athlete, especially when you're with the right sport too. A lot of extra benefits, but they never actually see any legal monetary compensation. Now, notice I said legal there. They don't actually see that. Now, and they can have that opportunity, and I've seen the arguments put against it. I guess I fail to see how it's wrong or a big deal for anyone to maximize their earning potential, which is what these players now have that opportunity to do in a legal sense. Because, look, I've said this a long time. If you believe in this idea of a free capitalistic society and a capitalistic market where everybody should be able to earn as much money as possible for what they do, but the money isn't changing hands from school to player. And school is the organization that houses these players that play their sport. So if that were to be actually happening, and that's what the NCAA is going off of, and the legislators that are making these laws and putting them into actual circulation, well, they're saying, just like we saw yesterday with Oklahoma, we want to make sure this is clear. This is still an amateur sport. This is still an amateur business because the teams that they're playing for, the universities that they are playing for, are not physically directly paying them to play a sport. And that, to me, is the definition of being a professional in whatever you do. It's every other business as well, not even just sports, but simply what the university is basically a regulator at this point. They're not somebody that is doing the direct payment and anything like that and aiding in it. They are simply regulating it and making sure everything goes by the rules that are now in place. And that, to me, is where we talk about, all right, we're going to keep it there with that amateur label. It may be a flimsy label a little bit. I'm not saying it's just a firm line in the sand by any means, but I still believe that they are correct in making that happen, because if they couldn't back that up, the NCAA would obviously become obsolete and they wouldn't have any say in anything that went on. You're going to have quarterbacks, point guards on men's teams making a lot more money than the women do. That's just how we already know that's how it's going to go. But I could see a lot of issues stemming from that, saying, hey, there's no reason over here. That's going to be the argument. There's no reason the women's team shouldn't see as much money as the men's.